It's already streaming.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
Shall we start?
Just 30 seconds. Yes.
Dina's
Namaste,
coming.
Suprabhatam.
Sarvesham Suprabhatam. Good morning, everybody. I'm Sudha Suresh, as most of you know, the MC for the event this morning. I request all of you to kindly mute yourselves to avoid any disturbance. Before we embark on this morning's journey, I request Guru Praveena to please start by invoking the blessings of the Almighty, seeking His benevolence and grace. She will be followed by Sujata Shankar and Raji Rajesh.
Suprabhatam.
Jai Shri Krishna. Namaste, Suprabhatam.
Suprabhatam.
Shriman Venkatanathāryah Kavitharkika Kesari Vedantacharya Varyo me Sannidattam Sada Hridi Jnanānandamayam Devam
Jnanānandamayam Devam
Nirmalaspatikākritim
Nirmalasphatikākritim
Ādhāram sarva vidyanam
Ādhāram sarva vidyanam
Hayagrivam upasmahe
Hayagrivam upasmahe
Vyakyamudram
Vyakyamudram
Karasarasijaihi
Karasarasijaihi
Pustakam Shankachakre
Pustakam Shankachakre
Vibradbinna
Bibradbinna
Spatikaruchire
Sphatikaruchire
Puntarike Nishannaha
Pundarike Nishannaha
Amlanashrihi
Amlanashrihi
Amritavishadaihi
Amritavishadaihi
Amshubhih plavayan mam
Amshubhih plavayan mam
Avirbhuyad
Avirbhuyad
Anaghamahima
Anaghamahima
Manase
Manase
Vagadishaha
Vagadhishaha
Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha.
Thank you, Guru, for setting the tone for this devotional morning ahead. That was the Hayagriva Stotram for the horse-headed Lord Vishnu, whose blessings are sought when beginning the study of both sacred and secular subjects. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this edition of Jnana Nidhi, the first one for the year 2022. It is a pleasure indeed. I'm unable to see anybody Sujata, can you ping me?
Yes, I can hear you. It's
Yeah.
a screen sharing, so you'll not
Okay.
be
There's a screen share.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I saw in the gallery mode just a few minutes ago, and it's a pleasure indeed to see all the well-dressed, bright and happy faces early on a Saturday morning, after what seems like a long hiatus. This episode of Jnana Nidhi is dedicated to the prayers for Loka Kshema. That exactly means global welfare. It is the need of the hour. Interestingly, in the Indian calendar, this year is called the Plava Samvatsaram. As most of you are aware, Plava means floating or a shallow punt that keeps you afloat. And what struck me was how appropriate it is to have prayers for Loka Kshema at this time. To thank the Almighty for keeping us all afloat during the last few months in the face of various challenges, uncertainties, health issues, and tensions, and seek His continued blessings to watch over us. Jnana Nidhi, the brainchild of Guru Pravina, is the second of the trilogy, Vidya Nidhi, Jnana Nidhi, and Kriya Nidhi. In Jnana Nidhi, the focus is on assimilation of the teachings from the ancient scriptures and granthas, such as the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, and the Bhagavad Gita, that we learned during the Vidya Nidhi and presented during Jnana Nidhi in various interesting formats, such as panel discussions, skits, dance, dramas, you name it. All this with the backing of Guru Pravina and our ace organizer Nina and her team. I'm sure all who have watched those episodes loved them. Without further ado, I would like to move on with the program. I request Guru Pravina to recite the Vyasa Maharishi Stotram before moving on.
व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे सुखतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः।
Thank you, Guru.
नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्धायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः. Actually, before they recite the Guru Ashtakam, it's been my practice to worship Maharishi Vedavyasa, who is considered as a guru for all the gurus, who gave us the Brahma Sutra, who gave us Mahabharata, all the Puranas, everything. So basically, we offer our salutations to him and to the Jagat Guru, Bhagavan Krishna, so that our offering of the slokas are to them actually, who are the ultimate gurus. Vasudheva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Guru. I invite Kala to render the Guru Ashtakam with Nina and Anu.
Namaskaram, everybody. Sariram swarupam tatava kalatram yasascharu chitram dhanam merutulyam.
शरीरं स्वरूपं तथा वा कलत्रं यशश्चारुचित्रं धनं मेरुतुल्यम्.
गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नम् ततत्
गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नम्
ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं
ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किम्
कलत्रं धनं पुत्रपौत्रादि सर्वं गृहं बान्धवा सर्वमेताति जातम्
कलत्रं धनं पौत्रादि सर्वं गृहं बान्धवा सर्वमेतादिजातम्
गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नम्
गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नम्
ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं
ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किम्
षडङ्कादिवेदो मुखे शास्त्रविद्या कवित्वादिगद्यं सुपद्यं करोति
सदङ्गादिवेदो मुखे शास्त्रविद्या कवित्सादिगद्यं सुपद्यं करोति
गुरोरङ्कृपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नं ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किम्
गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम्
विदेशेषु मान्यः स्वदेशेषु धन्यः सदाचारवृत्तेषु मत्तो न चान्यः
विदेशेषु मान्यः स्वदेशेषु धन्यः स्वदेशास्त्रविद्य मतो न चान्यः
गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नम्
गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नम्
ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं
ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम्
क्षमा मण्डले भूपाल वृन्दै
क्षमामण्डले भूपालवृन्दै
सदा सेवितं यस्य पादारविन्दम्
सदा सेवितं यस्य पदारविन्दम्
गुरोरङ्कृपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नम्
गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नम्
ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किम्
ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किम्
यशो मे गतं दीक्षुदान प्रताप
यशो मे गतं दीक्षुदान प्रतापात्
जगद्वस्तु सर्वं करेय प्रसादात्
जगद्वस्तु सर्वं करेयत् प्रसादात्
गुरोरङ्कृपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नम्
गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नम्
ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किम्
ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किम्
न भोगेन योगेन वा वाजिराजौ
न भोगेन योगेन वा वाजिराजौ
न कान्तामुखेनैव वित्तेषु चित्तम्
न कान्तामुखेनैव वित्तेषु चित्तम्
गुरोरङ्कृपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नम्
गुरुरङ्घ्रिपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नम्
ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं
ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम्
अरण्येन वा स्वस्य गेहे न कार्ये
अरण्येन वा स्वस्य गेहेन कार्ये
न देहे मनोवर्तते मन्मनर्घ्ये
न देहे मनो वर्तते मे त्वनर्गहे
न देहे मनोवर्तते मे त्वनर्घ्ये
न देहे मनो वर्तते मे त्वनर्गे
गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नम्
गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे मनश्चेन लग्नम्
ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किं ततत् किम्
ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम्
धन्यवादः अनु and Nina.
धन्यवादः
धन्यवादः
Simply divine. Thank you, Kala, Anu, and Nina for rendering this composition by Adi Shankaracharya with such deep devotion. I'm sure that the gurus will be propitiated and we will attain our ultimate destination. I now request Raj to lead the Damodar Ashtakam. He will be followed by Sushi and Raji.
Can you all see me and hear me? Can you hear me? I just unmuted myself.
Yes, Raj, we can hear you. Sujata,
Okay.
can you pin the three of them, please?
Is Sushi there? And Raji, I know she's there. Sushi?
I know. I'm here, Ma. I'm here.
Okay, very good. So let me try to get the, hold on. I want to get the, okay. Namami Shwaram Satchidananda Rupam
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम्
Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam
लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भ्राजमानम्
Yashodha Biyolukhalabdhavamanam
यशोधाभियोलुखलाधावमानम्
Paramrishta-matyam tato dhritya gopya
परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्य गोप्या
Rudantam muhurnetrayugmam mrijantam
Rudantam muhurnetra yugmam rujantam
Karambhojayugmena satankanetram
Tarambhoja yugmena satankanetram
Muhukshwasakampa trirekhanka kantha
Muhushwasakampa trirekhanka kantha
Thitagraiva damodaram bhakti baddhama
Stitagraiva damodaram bhakti baddham
Itidrik swalilabhirananta kunde
इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे
Swagosham nimajjanta
स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तमाख्यापयन्तम्
Tadiyeshitanyeshu bhaktairjitatvam
तदीयेषु तज्ञेषु भक्तैर्जितत्वम्
Punah prematastam shatavritti vande.
Punah prematastam shatavritti vande.
Varam deva moksham na mokshavadhiva.
Varam deva moksham na mokshavadhimva.
Nachanyam vrineham vareshadapiha.
Nachanyam vrineham vareshadapiha.
Idante vapurnatha gopala balam.
Idam te vapurnatha gopala balam.
Sada me manasya virastam kimanyai.
Sada me manasya virastam kimanyai.
Idante mukhamboja matyanta nilai.
Idam te mukhambo jamatyanta nilai.
Vritam kuntalai snigdha raktaischa gopya.
Vritam kuntalai snigdha raktaishva gopya.
Muhushchumbitam bimbaraktaadharam me.
Muhushchumbitam bimbaraktaadharam me.
Manasya virasta malam lakshalabhai.
Manasya virasta malam lakshalabhai.
Namo deva damodarananta Vishnu.
Namo deva damodarananta Vishnu.
Prasidha prabho dukkha jalabhimagnam.
Prasida prabho dukkha jalabhimagnam.
Kripa drishti vrishtyati dinam vatanu.
Kripa drishti vrishtyati dinam vatanu.
Grihane shamamagya medhyakshi drishya.
Grihane shamamagnya medhyakshi drishyah.
Kuberatmajau padhamurtyaiva yadvat.
You're muted.
Veratmajau bagdhamurtyeva yadvat.
Tvayamochitau bhakti bhajau kritau cha.
Tvayamochitau bhakti bhajau kritau cha.
Tatha prema bhaktim swakame prayacha.
Tatha prema bhaktim swakame prayacha.
Namokshe griho mesti damodareha.
Namokshe griho mesti damodareha.
Namoste stutamne spuradipti dhamne.
Namaste studamne spuradipti dhamne.
Swadiyo darayatha vishwasya dhamne.
Tvadiyo darayatha vishwasya dhamne.
Namo radhikayai tvadiya priyayai.
Namo radhikayai tvadiya priyayai.
Namo nantalilaya devaya tubhyam.
Namo nantalilaya devaya tubhyam.
Thank you, Raj, Sushi, and Raji. That was excellent. The Damodara Ashtakam describes Krishna's early childhood pastime of running from his mother when she tried to chastise him for stealing butter. I must mention here that this was actually performed by our members in one of our earlier Jnana Nidhi episodes. Thanks to Nina, it was a wonderful show. Her prowess as casting director came to the fore. She even had children to perform the roles of Krishna, Balaram, and Radha. And our very own Raji here played a very cute Yashoda. I now invite Renu to lead the Mahalakshmi Stotram. Sujata Mundra and Kavita will follow her lead.
Yeah, just one thing I would like to add here is if any of them want to see that episode as well as learn the Damodara Ashtakam, it is there in our link. We will share that in the chat right away. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskaram. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Srimate Nigamanta Mahadeshikaya Namaha. Shrihi Shri Mahalakshmayashtakam. Namastestu Mahamaye Shripithe Surpujite Shankha Chakra Gada Haste Mahalakshmi Namostute.
Namastestu Mahamaye Shri Pite Surpujite Shankha Chakra Gada Haste Mahalakshmi Namostute.
Namaste Garudharudhe Kolasur Bhayankari Sarva Papa Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute.
Namaste Garudarudhe Kolasura Bhayankari Sarva Papa Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute.
सर्वज्ञे सर्ववरदे सर्वदुष्टभयङ्करी सर्वदुःखहरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते.
सर्वज्ञे सर्ववरदे सर्वदुष्टभयङ्करी सर्वदुःखहरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोऽस्तुते.
सिद्धि बुद्धि प्रदे देवी भुक्ति मुक्ति प्रदायिनी मंत्रमूर्ते सदा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते.
सिद्धि बुद्धि प्रदे देवी भुक्ति मुक्ति प्रदायिनी मंत्रमूर्ते सदा देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते.
आदन्त्यरहिते देवी आदिशक्ति महेश्वरी योगज्ञे योग संभूते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते.
आद्यन्तरहिते देवी आदिशक्ति महेश्वरी योगेज्ञ योग संभूते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते.
स्थूल सूक्ष्म महारौद्रे महाशक्ति महोदरे महापाप हरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते.
स्थूल सूक्ष्म महारौद्रे महाशक्ति महोदरे महापाप हरे देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते.
पद्मासन स्थिते देवी परब्रह्म स्वरूपिणी परमेशी जगन्मातर महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते.
पद्मासनस्थिते देवी परब्रह्म स्वरूपिणी परमेशि जगन्मातर महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते.
श्वेतांबरधरे देवी नानालंकार भूषिते जगत्स्थिते जगन्मातर महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते.
श्वेतांबरधरे देवी नानालंकार भूषिते जगत्स्थिते जगन्माता महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते.
महालक्ष्म्यष्टकस्तोत्रम् यः पठेद भक्तिमान् नरः सर्वसिद्धिं वाप्नोति राज्यं प्राप्नोति सर्वदा. एककाले पठे नित्यं महापाप विनाशनं द्विकालं यः पठे नित्यं धनधान्य समन्वितः त्रिकालं यः पठे नित्यं महाशत्रुविनाशनं महालक्ष्मीर्भवे नित्यं प्रसन्ना वरदा शुभा. Thank you, Sujata. Thank you, Kavita. Thank you.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad.
Once again, thank you so much, Renu, Sujata, and Kavita. That was beautiful. I'm sure we will all be blessed by Lord Mahalakshmi. He rid of our enemies, absolved of our sins, and attained peace and prosperity. I have been reciting the shloka, I don't know for how long, but chanting it now, knowing its meaning, makes a huge difference. Guru Pravina will now teach us a new shloka, Shri Chatushloka Bhagavatam. Guru. She will be followed by Sujata Shankar, Lakshmi, Suma, and Renu.
Namaste. It's a pleasure to meet all of you this beautiful morning. And I had been wanting to do a lot of these small but very, very deep, powerful slokas with all of you. And today it's very fulfilling experience to listen to all of you recite, starting from the Hayagriva Stotram to Guru Ashtakam to Mahalakshmi Ashtakam. In fact, the Damodara Ashtakam, I could visualize all what we discussed earlier, the red cheeks of Bhagavan and the beauty with which he runs away from Mata Yashoda. When we know the meanings, understand it, recite it, it's definitely a very, very different experience, as Sudhaji rightly said. So today we will be learning a very, very important stotra, which is relatively small for us to make it a practice in our everyday recitation. And it is really deep in meanings that I learned from one very learned scholar's work, that it took him 12 years to actually understand it. So that's the kind of depth that is there in these slokas. So I'll just give you an overview so that we can understand the significance of the stotra. And then we will recite the stotra in a guided recitation way. And possibly at an appropriate time, we could learn the word by word meaning and take it forward from there. So this is called as the Chatusloki Bhagavatam. Chatusloki means 4 slokas. So in this 4 slokas, the essence of Srimad Bhagavata Purana is given. So what does that mean? It's like before the Srishti, before the entire creation happened, Bhagavan from his Nabi created the Chaturmukha Brahma. We know that, right? When we go visit the Padmanabha Swami Kovil, you can see that Bhagavan is residing, and from his navel comes the beautiful lotus on which the Chaturmurti Brahma is there. So that Chaturmurti Brahma actually represents everything before the cosmic creation, because that's when Bhagavan created Brahma. And all the secondary creations were done by the Chaturmurti Brahma. So after that, Brahma created everything. So in Sanskritam, if you notice, Brahman will represent the Parabrahma, and Brahma, the Chaturmurti Brahma, will represent the 4-phase Brahma. So we have to understand this distinction. Now, what happens is, as soon as the Chaturmurti Brahma, from now I'll call him as Brahma for us to understand. So when Brahma was created, he's seeing water everywhere. It is all before the cosmic creation, right? It's the cosmic water, the Pralaya Jala, that he's seeing everywhere. And he understands that he has to start with his creation, but he does not, have clarity of how exactly he's supposed to do a lot of things. What is this Bhagavan? How do I understand? What is this creation? How can Bhagavan get into everything? How can he still be outside of it? A lot of these kind of very, very deep, pondering Vedic questions come in his mind. And then he is able to listen and understand a word called tapa, 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 tapa. So that is what he hears it. If you go to the 2nd skanda of Bhagavata Purana, in the 8th chapter, all these things are elaborated. And when he starts thinking about tapa, he realizes that it is Bhagavan's instruction asking him to do tapas. So that's in the 9th chapter. So he starts to contemplate completely for 1,000 Divya Yugas, on Bhagavan. So for 1,000 such years, he starts focusing on Bhagavan, and thus the tapas. After which Bhagavan comes. He's very, very happy with the kind of concentration which Brahma did. And he says, what do you want to know? And then Brahma asks these questions, how can you be outside? How can you be inside? How do I understand, that you are all encompassing? And how do I understand your divine manifestations and qualities if you are nirguna? How do I understand this kind of a reconciliation? So those kind of really very, very deep Vedantic questions are asked by Brahma. Now, we all know that Bhagavata Purana is a conversation between Parikshit, the king, and Sukabrahma Rishi, right? We've done that in some of our earlier Jnana Nidhi episodes. Now, when such similar questions are asked by Parikshit to Sukabrahma Rishi quotes these things and says that these questions are not coming for the first time. These were already asked by Brahma himself to Bhagavan, for which 4 slokas were given by Bhagavan. And those 4 slokas are the seed. And that seed was later given by Brahmadeva to Devarishi Narada. Devarishi Narada explained these to the Maharishis in Naimisharanya, the Shuka, Shaunaka, those rishis, they understood it. Narada Maharishi is the one who actually explained it to Vedavyasa Maharishi. Vedavyasa Maharishi explained it to his son Sukabrahma Rishi, and now Sukabrahma Rishi is explaining it to Parikshit. So that is the lineage in which this has come. So those 4 slokas, which was understood and experienced by Chaturmukha Brahma, Brahmadeva, are those 4 slokas which we are going to learn today. So it is a blessing. After so much of tapasya, Brahmadeva got it, and we are getting it today, which is like a big, big blessing. So we can make it part of our regular recitation. It will hardly take 3 minutes, possibly, once we get a hang of it. So we will learn to recite it. Jai Shri Krishna. Shri Bhagavanuvacha.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha.
Jnanam Paramaguhyam me.
Jnanam Paramaguhyam me.
Jnanam Paramaguhyam me.
Jnanam Paramaguhyam me.
Yadvijnana Samanvitam.
Yadvijnanam Samanvitam.
Sarahasyam Tadangam cha.
Sarahasyam Tadangam cha.
Grihana Gaditam Maya.
Grihana Gaditam Maya.
Jnanam Paramaguhyam me.
Jnanam Paramaguhyam me.
Yadvijnana Samanvitam.
Yadvijnana Samanvitam.
Sarahasyam Tadangam cha.
Sarahasyam Tadangam cha.
Grihana Gaditam Maya.
Grihana Gaditam Maya.
Yavanaham Yatha Bhavo.
Yavanaham yatha bhavo
Yadrupa Guna Karmakaha.
yadrupa gunakarmakaha
yavanaham yatha bhavo
yavanaham yatha bhavo
yadrupa guna karmakah
yadrupa guna karmakaha
tathaiva tattva vijnanam
tathaiva tattva vijnanam
astu te madanugrahat.
astu te madanugrahat
Tathaiva tattva vijnanam
tathaiva tattva vijnanam
astu te madanugrahat.
astu te madanugrahat
Ahameva samevagre
Ahameva samevagre
nanyadhyat sadasat param
Nanyadyat satparam
Ahameva samevagre
Ahameva samevagre
nanyadhyat sadasat param
Nanyadyat sadasatparam
paschadaham yadhetaccha
Pashyadaham yadetacha
yo vashishyeta sosmyaham
Yo vasishyeta sosmyaham
yo vashishyeta sosmyaham
Yo vasishyeta sosmyaham
ritertam yat prathiyeta
ऋतेर्थं यत् प्रतीयेत
na prathiyeta satmani
न प्रतीयेत चात्मनि
ritertam yat prathiyeta
ऋतेर्थं यत् प्रतीयेत
na prathiyeta satmani
न प्रतीयेत चात्मनि
tadvidyadatmano mayam
तद्विद्यादात्मनो मायाम्
yatha bhaso yatha tamaha
यथा भासो यथा तमः
yatha mahanti bhutani
यथा महान्ति भूतानि
bhuteshu chavacheshvanu
भूतेषु चावचेष्वनु
pravishtaanya pravishthani
प्रविष्टान्यप्रविष्टानि
तथा तेषु नथेष्वहम्
तथा तेषु न तेष्वहम्
यथा महान्ति भूतानि
यथा महान्ति भूतानि
भूतेषु चावचेष्वनु
भूतेषु चावचेष्वनु
प्रविष्टान्यप्रविष्टानि
प्रविष्टान्यप्रविष्टानि
तथा तेषु न तेष्वहम्
तथा तेषु न तेष्वहम्
ये एतावदेव जिज्ञास्यम्
एतावदेव जिज्ञासम्
तत्त्वजिज्ञासुनात्मनः
तत्त्वजिज्ञास्मुनात्मनः
एतावदेव जिज्ञास्यम्
एतावदेव जिज्ञास्यम्
तत्त्वजिज्ञासुनात्मनः
तत्त्वजिज्ञासुनात्मनः
अन्वयव्यतिरेकाभ्याम्
अन्वयव्यतिरेक्याभ्याम्
यत् स्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा
यत् स्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा
एतन्मतं समातिष्ठ
एतन्मतं समातिष्ठ
परमेण समाधिना
परमेण समाधिना
भवान् कल्पविकल्पेषु
भवान् कल्पविकल्पेषु
न विमुह्यति कर्हिचित्
न विमोह्यति कहिर्चित्
एतन्मतं समातिष्ठ
एतन्मतं समातिष्ठ
परमेण समाधिना
परमेण समाधिना
भवान् कल्पविकल्पेषु
भवान् कल्पविकल्पेषु
न विमुह्यति कर्हिचित्
न विमोह्यति कर्हिचित्
इति श्री चतुश्लोकी भागवतं संपूर्णम्
इति चतुश्लोकी भागवतं सम्पूर्णम्.
So the meaning of it is really, really, the seed from which the entire Bhagavata Purana has come out. Because after this, Brahmadeva was blessed by Bhagavan Vishnu to understand in reality. Basically, here in the very first sloka, if you notice, he says, Jnanam Paramaguhyam Te Edvijnanam. So Jnanam, Vijnanam, both are coming there. So Jnanam is knowledge, Vijnanam is the experiential knowledge. So because Brahmadeva is blessed with experiential knowledge, he understands everything. And Bhagavata Purana is explained in 10 different aspects. 10 properties are involved in understanding the Bhagavata Purana. Usually we say about the Manvantara, about the kings who've ruled, about the Srishti, everything. Bhagavata Purana has 5 additional aspects to it. So the 10 properties are involved and explained to Narada. Narada explains it to Vedavyasa Maharishi. And then we have the lineage. So that is the reason we also recited the Vedavyasa Maharishi sloka when we started this. And now we have the Chatusloki Bhagavatam. I can send you the audio version of this for you all to practice going forward so that we can make this practice to recite this. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Guru Praveena, for this overview of the Chatushloki Bhagavatam. And thank you, Sujata, Lakshmi, Suma, and Renu. Before we move on, I would like Guru Praveena to lead the Namatrayi, which all of us can unmute and follow.
Yes. This Namatrayi is recited. I'm hearing an echo. This Namatrayi is recited for the overall well-being, for people to get rid of all the diseases. Vedavyasa Maharishi says, this is the truth, this is the truth. He basically promises saying that if you recite these 3 names of Bhagavan, you will get rid of all the diseases, be it physical or even the mind related things. When others are not well, we feel really bad about it, and we have this problem where we feel depressed. A lot of psychosomatic issues come in. So to get rid of everything, Vedavyasa Maharishi is given us this particular sloka. My Acharya says that we should recite it 16 times at one go. So we can take a sankalpa if we are reciting it for anybody and recite it 16 times. In fact, I have put in my YouTube also, one of the links where we can repeat it 16 times. That audio is there. Possibly, Sudhabagni, you can share that link in the chat if possible. So we can recite that 16 times. Here, as a sample, we would possibly repeat it 3 times so that we can get a hang of that sloka. Achyutananda Govinda
Achyutananda Govinda
Namocharana Beshajat
Namo Sharanabheshajat
Nashyanti Sakala Rogha
Nashyanti Sakalaroga
Satyam Satyam Vadamyaham
Satyam
Satyam vadamyaham.
Achyutananda Govinda
Achyutananda Govinda
Namocharana Beshajat
Namocharana Beshajat
Nashyanti Sakala Rogha
Nashyanti Sakalarogaha
Satyam Satyam Vadamyaham.
Satyam Satyam vadamyaham.
Achyutananda Govinda
Achyutananda Govinda
Namocharana Beshajat
Namocharana Beshajat
Nashyanti Sakala Rogha
Nashyanti Sakalarogaha
Satyam Satyam Vadamyaham.
Satyam Satyam vadamyaham.
Now I will be reciting just the names, the 3 names, after which one person at a time can unmute and say the 3 names. Okay, just one at a time. We can just go in the same sequence as we see in the tile view here. Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha.
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 Achyutaya Namaha Anantaya Namaha Govindaya Namaha.
Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha.
Achyutaya Namaha Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha, Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha.
Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha.
Jai Shri Krishna. Going forward, when anybody is not feeling well, you want to help them out, you can take a sankalpa of reciting this 16 times. If you know the sloka, you can recite the sloka. Otherwise, you can just recite these three names. Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha 16 times. So that would definitely help them recover, speed up the process of recovery. Jai Shri Krishna.
It has been a truly divine morning, and we have been steeped in bhakti. As Guru rightly said, what Brahma got after years of tapas, we have been handed on a platter so easily. And she also said that a learned man took 12 years to understand the whole purport of that shloka. I'm sure if we are a little patient, we will get there someday. And I hope to do that soon with with Guru Pravina's guidance. And before the end of the day's program, it's only appropriate that I list out all that we have been doing with the trilogy that we have covered till today. It is obvious that we have learned from our exposure in the Jnana Nidhi lectures, as proven by our performances in the episodes of the Jnana Nidhi this far. Each episode was in a different format, and the visual impact of them was brilliant. Guru Pravina gave the concept, and Nina, Sujata, Anu, Savira staff, and our members followed through. In the process, we have discovered new talent because everyone is given a chance to perform. So now we have an ace casting director, stage directors, cinematographers, directors, costume designers, singers, dancers, storytellers, and actors all in our midst. The list is long, isn't it? There is so much more, but due to the paucity of time, I have to cut it short. I would like to thank each and everyone, starting with Guru Pravina, Sujata Shankar, Raji, Kala, Neena, Anu, Raj, Sushi, Renu, Sujata Mundra, Kavita, Anu, and Suma for your wholehearted and sincere participation this morning. Last but not the least, a big thank you to Shailaja Chetlu for introducing Guru Pravina to us. The divinity of this morning will linger till long after today. Thank you all for being part of today's divine experience. And before I sign off, I request Guru Pravina to end the program with the Shanti mantra. Guru.
Kayena vacha manasendriyaiva buddhyatmana va prakriti swabhavat karomi yat yat sakalam parasmai narayanayeti samarpayami. Achyutaya namaha, Anantaya namaha, Govindaya namaha. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Narayana.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Dhanyavadaha. So we have shared the link in the chat. So you can look at our Jnana Nidhi. And just now I've shared this link of Achyuta Ananta Govinda in our Pravesha. If one of you can just post it here, that can also be used for you to recite these slokas 16 times. I've recited it 16 times there. So Jai Shri Krishna will be in touch subsequently.
I'm just posting it.
Jai Shri Krishna. Can we take a group picture?
Jai Shri
Oh,
Krishna.
definitely. If everybody can come on video for the picture.
Oh.
Yes. 1, 2, 3. Take it.
Thank you. Thank you, people.
Namaste.
धन्यवादः गुरु धन्यवादः everybody
धन्यवादः नमस्ते
Namaste.
धन्यवादः
Dhanyavadaha.
well done Sudha
Thank you.
Very nice.
Very nice, Sudha. Thank you.
Sudha, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sudha
Neena ji,
Bhagini.
namaste.
Sudha thank you
Thank you, Sudha
for
Bhagini.
conducting
Very
such a
well done.
beautiful
You're
program.
doing a fabulous job.
Thank you, Kalama.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದः
Thank you.
Dhanyavadaha.
Thank you, Guru.
धन्यवादः
Good show,
गुरु.
Sudha.
धन्यवादः सर्वेषां धन्यवादः
Sarvesham namaskaraha.
I think
Guru,
we all
apologies,
have enough
not
time to
able to
read.
join.
No, but I think for the time available, it was very
Yeah.
well done. So it was
We
like,
finished well in time, so everybody can comfortably reach Samira for the
I
next
know, I
program.
know.
You're joining. I can see that you're black and white. I need to change now.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know if I'll have time.
Oh,
after.
we are supposed to be black and white today.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
why.
know.
Yeah, there's a dress code today.